It's episode 6. I don't like, oh, John Wiggle with it. What's that song? I forget. What is it? My fucking song. Episode 6, Storyville. Welcome to it. You hear that? That's a nose breath. And there's going to be a lot more of that came from. I'm just kidding. Storyville, episode 6, coming at you. As always, what am I drinking? This is a Spindrift. It's my favorite thing in the world. They really are. Spindrift. God damn it. Mouth breathed again. It's Storyville, episode 6. Welcome to it. Thank you guys so much. I'm your host, Alex Cureau. We got a good one today. What am I drinking? As always, actually not as always. What am I drinking? As always, what am I drinking? Spindrift. I love Spindrift. I do. It's they make a bunch of different kind of. I'm really fucking up. All right, let's go. Storyville, episode 6. I'm gonna be more mindful of those today. But when I'm talking fast, I talk fast. I gotta take a big deep breath because that actually sounds worse, and it makes me slow down too much when I. Maybe I need to slow down. Maybe I need to take a chill pill. As always, what am I drinking? Spindrift. Spindrift is a sparkling water. It's my favorite, actually, in the world. All they use is sparkling water and the fruit juice. Like, look at this one. This real fruit tastes better is what they say. Real fruits taste better. It's gluten-free. Shit, I'd hope so. It's a carbonated water, strawberry puree, lime juice, and lemon juice. No sugar added. Spindrift. This one is the strawberry lemonade, which I love a whole lot. I love it a whole lot. So go get yourself some Spindrifts, not La Croix, even though I have a La Croix hat. Thank you for joining us. Episode 6. As always, also, sorry, haters. Got the cue cards. This is something we started last week. It was called Quote of the Day. I got to make sure I sit up, too, a little bit more. Quote of the Day. I got one. I got two, actually. I was thinking a lot about what I wanted to say, so. Brains are better than abs. I don't believe this. I don't think that's true at all. I think abs are pretty fucking dope. All right. I used to have both. Now I just have my brain. And my brain is going too. I think I'm struggling with some mental disabilities. But I think that's because I was just doing too much pot, doing too much drinking. So cutting back on those. And we're going to see how we do. But yeah, man, brains are better than abs. That is true. You know, and the reason I say it's true, but it's also not true. It's good to have abs, especially if you're a young guy, you know, young man, older man. I heard a quote, somebody, very funny, a very funny comic said, if a man over 28 has abs, it's concerning because what are you covering up? Like if he's over 28 and he's not a professional athlete, what are you covering up? And I agree with that. I do. If you're also, you know what? Fuck you. If you're 24 and over and you have abs and you're not a professional athlete, what are you covering up? Do you have brains or are you just living off other things? I'm sorry, this is getting personal. I'm getting my ass back for summer. It's been fucking winter. It's snowing. There's a foot and a half of snow outside. But my abs are coming back, actually. I went to the gym today. I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow. I've been going to the gym, but all I'm doing is just like maintaining form and elasticity. But I'm getting better at it. I'm getting my abs back. I promise. Come back. Brains are better than abs. That's the quote, man. And I don't think that's true. Brains are better than abs. They are, I guess, at the end of the day. Depends what you're doing, right? If I'm fighting away animals for a living, I want abs and quick reflexes. But if I'm, you know, being a comic for a living, I think I'd want my brains. If I'm trying to bang hot, sexy women, I think I'd want abs. They don't have brains, so you don't need them for them. You know, I'm struggling with that right now. I like my brains, although those are going too. They are. But the reason brains are better than abs, that one stuck out, is because it's not true to me. It's not. I think they both have their purpose, right? But if you are over 24, I heard a comic say this, pretty funny joke. If you're over 24, if you're a man over 24 and you're not a professional athlete and you have abs, what are you hiding? What are you covering up? What personality traits do you lack? What are you insecure about? So, brains are better than abs, but I'm getting my abs back because it's still fun to have them. And the reason that one's the big one, the quote of the day today, is because if the world was blind, how many people would you impress? That's one that really stuck out to me. I've always liked saying it. I've always appreciated it. You know, there's some people that really have built an image and a life based on like certain things. And that's why I love comedy so much. That's why I love my comic friends. You know, that's why I love the people I've been touring with, because no matter what they look like, you can still, if you closed your eyes and all you had was to listen to them, they're the funniest people in the world. And it's really important. I've found it as I get older, you know, the things that we think are important are not important. So if the world was blind, who would you impress? And I'm talking to you, contemporary artists. That's actually what I want to bring up the most. You let your dog get paint on its paws and it just walks across the canvas. That shit pisses me off because it's not art. Okay? And the other reason I'm bringing this up, and was reminded of it, last week I was doing a show in Warren, Rhode Island. Great town. Thought it'd be a Trump town. So I was doing some Trump jokes, making a laugh about old Biden at his expense. One of the audience members did not like that. And there was a band coming on to play right after us. She just walked on stage. And I was like, excuse me, what are you doing? She's like, I'm going to tune my guitar. And she reached for a bass. That's not a guitar. That's a bass. That pissed her off, as it should. Don't call it a guitar if it's a bass. You're not as talented as a guitarist. So she goes, finally the host grabs her off, and she goes, well, you're taking too long. I said, I have 25 minutes. I'm at minute 19. Okay, you're about to come up here and play 2 hours of somebody else's music. This is original thought. Go fuck yourself. So that's what that quote stuck out to me on my drive home, because I felt bad. I felt bad about that interaction. I don't want to piss anybody off like that. But fuck her. I'm up there talking original thought. What's the other quote? There's one I saw. It said, creativity is making mistakes. Art is knowing which ones to keep. So I was up there trying to create art, and she was just judging because she didn't agree with it. And then she wants to yell and complain about how I'm not sensitive enough. Go fuck yourself, bitch. Okay? Anyway, we'll move on. That's it. Let's start old Storyville. Welcome to episode 6. That one went off the rails. Sports is going to be a long one today. Sorry, nerds. Not sorry. We are reviewing the Super Bowl, and what a shit show it was. Takes a sip. Pat Mahomes, boy howdy. I assume when we talk about Pat Mahomes, he was just getting harassed all day. He couldn't flop. You know why? Because those were real tackles he was taking. He tried to flop a few times, but the Eagles were like, no, we're actually tackling your ass. He got sacked 5 times. I think he was harassed on 38% of his dropbacks. That's 1 in every 3. I don't know if you know the Chiefs, they drop back a lot. If he dropped back 40 times, he's getting harassed 12 to 15 times. That's a lot. My math is probably not right there. So congrats to the Eagles. My buddy James Blackman, who I talked about, I think, in episode 1 or 2, stayed with my parents in New Orleans. And my parents, look, we live in New Orleans. We grew up in New Orleans, but they never met anybody like the Chicago Blacks that James brought around. And I love James to death, but he sent me a picture, and it looked like, I even texted him back. I was like, I need the Eagles to win, because if they don't, you're going to rob my parents. That's what it looked like. He had him at gunpoint. I'm not joking. I'll post a picture here. No, if you're offended by that joke, you can go hang out with that bass player. James Blackman got to stay with my parents, and it was amazing. They loved him. They had so much fun. He got to meet one of my childhood best friends, EJ Walls. They all hung out together. It was a great fucking time. The Super Bowl was a real stinker. Super Bowl was a real stinker. This episode is going to suck. It was on. So hopefully next year the Saints are in it. Who dat? Go Saints. Crazy part about it is Kellen Moore is probably going to be the Saints coach now, too. So Kellen Moore on air. No one wants that Saints job, by the way. So that's just really pitiful. Poor guy. Super Bowl, I was happy to see Zach Bond, who was just a special teams guy for us last year, win a Super Bowl. Had a pick in the Super Bowl. Cooper DeJean, white boy. That was cool. All right. I don't care who you are. I was with a bunch of different people celebrating the Super Bowl. Even my black friends were hyped. That's awesome. To see a white corner with a pick 6 in the Super Bowl, that was awesome. It was a really good time. You don't get to see that every day. A.J. Brown, who admitted to having thoughts of taking his own life just 4 years ago. So it's cool to see those guys win, right? It makes you feel better about the things you think are possible. But also you got to remember, that kind of stuff is fleeting. So you got to build up your life, right? What's important in life? It's not just championship victories. It's who you got around you. Who are you surrounding yourself with? That's what's important. And who do you hit yourself to, and who do you share moments with? That's what's important. Okay, not just little victories. Not, if you're just, it's always about who you're with, who you have to share it with. That's all that matters. Basketball trades, holy shit. Luka Doncic from the Mavericks, Anthony Davis from the Lakers, switch sides. Well, people say it's a blockbuster trade. I don't know. Luka's great. What's he going to bring more than Anthony Davis didn't bring? I think, LeBron and the Lakers are just... LeBron's not the GOAT. He's number 2 all time. Jordan's the GOAT. No matter what Jordan does, no matter what LeBron does at this point, Jordan's the GOAT. Sorry, bud. You're lucky I don't put... Curry might be 3rd. But Kobe's probably 3rd just because of mama mentality. R.I.P. Those NBA trades were nuts. I don't like Anthony Davis. I don't, because of a couple reasons, right? Anthony Davis used to play for the Pelicans, demanded a trade, so we traded him to the Lakers. He won a bullshit championship in the bubble during COVID, and he hasn't done goddamn shit since with the Lakers. And now he's going to the Mavericks, where look, they're still a championship team. But it was a strange trade. People are pissed off about it. I don't really know what to say other than now Anthony Davis can grow his unibrow back. His whole time in New Orleans, he kept his unibrow in New Orleans because he was like, there's nobody in New Orleans. I'm the biggest thing in New Orleans. This is awesome. I could have 4 unibrows. It doesn't matter. He moved to LA. People are like, no one's going to fuck you with the unibrow. He shaved it quick. I mean, he shaved it on the plane. Now he's back in Dallas. He can regrow it. So good for him. But yeah, man, Luka, it's going to be interesting, right? You put great players together. It's fun to see. Many teams have tried. The Nets tried. Whew, that did not work out. The Pistons recently have tried. The 76ers have tried. So we'll see, right? The fucking Pelicans have tried. They just traded Brandon Ingram to the Raptors for a couple pebbles. It's just crazy what's going on, dude. No one wants to be in New Orleans. New Orleans sports could not be in more turmoil. It's depressing. It's depressing, man. Brandon Ingram's gone, and it's just at this point, trade Zion. Let him all rebuild everything. The Saints shut down for a year. Save your money. Get back under the cap comfortably. You know what? Don't play football for 2 years. I don't care. We got LSU. We got the UFL. I would actually be okay if the Saints didn't play football for 2 years. That way we can really just get everything back together. Because right now it's tough. We got an old team. Everyone around us is just crumbling. Kellen Moore is going to be our coach. We'll see. And with that, sports is over. You're welcome, nerds. Pretty long day. Before I forget, guys, before we move on, look, quick thing. Go check out StoryvilleMerch.shopify. StoryvilleMerch.myshopify.com. I'm shipping out a bunch of stuff tomorrow. Thank you guys for your orders. Thank you for all your donations. I saw one come up, but you didn't tell me what you want me to say on the podcast, so I'm not going to say anything. If you want me to, message me and say, I do want you to say something, so I will. And I'll send you that stuff if you send me your address. I still don't have that either. Also, February 14th. That's this Friday. It's coming up, right? February 14th, this Friday, Rogue Island Comedy by Doug Key. Rogue Island Comedy by Doug Key at Ragged Island Brewery. August 14th, me and a bunch of very funny comics are going to be doing that, dude. I'm going to do some time. Doug Key's going to headline. It's going to be a great show, so bring your date, bring a loved one. I've already got my date lined up. I know who I'm bringing, Benjamin Button. So that's going to be great, guys. Come and see us. Oh, all right. It's Storyville, portion of Storyville. We're here. We got one good one this week from an Amanda Salda. She looks very white, but her name is very Hispanic. Amanda Salda. Amanda's 402. AMANDAS 402 is her Instagram. Her story today is pretty funny. It says... So, hey, Alex, I don't know if you can use this story, but I'm sending it anyways. Oh, man, what does it have in it? So I don't read them. If you send me a story, I kind of pick which ones look better. I scan through them, but I don't read it fully. So if this has any kind of derogatory word, I'm going to say it. Hey, Alex, I don't know if you can use this story, but I'm sending it anyways. So me and my twin sister in a bar in Omaha, Nebraska. Well, that's good. Omaha is actually a fun town. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Omaha. It's a great little town. We have concerts there from time to time. Well, one night, a heavier set girl dressed in a thong and fishnets shouldn't be. In all honesty, no one should be in public. Not in like if you're at a rave, maybe. Just a bar? Just a hometown bar? What are you doing? Thong and fishnets. You know how many people look good in that? 3. What are you doing? At just a neighborhood bar? Your parents could be there. She smelled so bad. I bet. You know in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that's the tall, he's like, hey, how have you been? You look good. And he's talking to that 90-foot heifer of like an alien prostitute. That's who I'm picturing right now. She smelled so bad, let's just say everywhere. That's actually crazy because fishnets are very ventable. She knew it, and I said, damn, I stink. And proceeded to lift her leg up on a bar stool and sprayed her downstairs with perfume. I had to break it to you. That's more of a basement. With perfume. No joke, after a minute or so, she said it started to burn. Yeah, she sprayed it right in your asshole. It's probably a rash when the folds are rubbing, right? Because it's so much heat and friction in your basement. She ran into the women's. She didn't run. She ran into the women's restroom, but I can guarantee it was more like a and climbed up on the sink and tried to wash her downstairs. Kick her out. Why at any point is she still? She's washing her pussy. She's washing. If I went to the men's room and was like, I'm going to wash my dick in your sink, you'd kick me out. Kick her out. Remove her. I understand kicking probably wouldn't work. Barrel her out of there. Look, guys, she said she was heavier set. Not me. Mind you, the sink was a little sink. Not meant to be stood on for any. She was standing on it. How did she even get up there? Barrel her out. And not all fat people suck. Most of them do. I mean, I'm going to cut all this because I'm not being truthful. I'm just trying to figure out a funny line to say. There's some fat people that are great and jolly. And there's some fat people that shouldn't be standing on sinks, dude. She's one of them. Mind you, the sink was a little sink, not meant to be stood on for any reason. Well, she broke the sink off the wall. Who would have guessed? You could have ended the story. I bet I could have finished it. We didn't know the water was rushing under the door all the way up to the bar, so we had to shut down the bar early to get it cleaned up. Did you kill her? Did she get arrested for public indecency and destruction of property? Amanda, I have no sympathy for you. That poor woman is out there somewhere with a stinky pussy. And you have one less sink. Did she come out at any point? Did you find her in there like, whoops? Amanda, I want you to message me back and tell me who the name of this person was. She owes you money. Hopefully you sued her. Guys, I don't hate fat people, but they are the stupidest and clumsiest of all people. People hate immigrants. I don't. I love immigrants. I do. You know who I hate? Fat people. You just take her to big claims court? Can't take her to small claims court. She won't fit. It was a small sink though, so maybe. Can you take a big old woman to small claims? I got a small claim against this big bitch. Next time I'm in Omaha, I'm going to come to your bar if it's still open. It sounds like you're never going to recover. She fucking put a goddamn crater in your bathroom. Well, thank you for sharing your story. I appreciate it. Keep sending your stories in, guys. That's episode 6 of Storyville. I appreciate everybody joining in and talking and chatting with us. Don't forget to hit up me on Instagram. Come see me shows. Go check out Storyville, all merch, all that good stuff. This has been episode 6. Bye, everybody. Bye.